Hello there friends, the last official CSGO tournament has just ended. Perhaps still some people are holding their own championships on the old lady, but at the tier 1 level a new chapter has finally begun. In less than a week we'll be fully immersed in CS2, and let's see how ready the teams are for the new game. Still, the question remains, is the game itself ready for this transition? Have Valve managed to fix all the bugs, and will they bring CS2 up to esports standards? We will try to answer all these questions today. Without further ado, let's get straight to it. First, as always, we talk reshuffles. Surprisingly, not many have occurred over the past few days. All I can tell you is that Imperial introduced their new player, the 18-year-old No Way. He's replacing Jota, and basically that's all for official reshuffles today. But moving on, we have a lot of rumors. According to Hirumi, Robin might end up in Vitality. To me it seems like the perfect replacement for Zonek. We'll see how FaZe is playing without their coach. Hopefully the same doesn't happen to Vitality. Virtus.pro is also considering a new coach. According to Hirumi again, the Bears invited Hooch, but he declined. VP CEO responded, claiming that it's a lie and Virtus.pro never contacted Hooch. So another mini scandal has erupted between insiders and the organization. This wave was further boosted by JW. He's allegedly being tested by G2 to replace m0NESY. It seems that insiders aren't really good guys nowadays. There was a recent Twitter spat between Hirumi, Overdrive, Nell and various analysts. According to them, almost anyone can become an insider nowadays. Just name any team, then any free or suitable player and add that they're just being tested. Voila, you're awesome, you're an insider, congratulations. By the way, m0NESY has already reacted to rumors about his potential replacement.
Тебя там язык 2 кикают. Да ладно, ничего страшного.
I think everyone clearly understands that these are just jokes, but there's one team that's not in the mood for humor right now. It's Heroic. HLTV released a comprehensive article on who could be the 5th player replacing Kadian, and there are not many options, honestly. They can get a new sniper. The most suitable according to HLTV is Regali. He speaks Danish and consistently performs. If needed, they can also have Glaive as a captain, and if you disregard the historical rivalry between Heroic and Astralis, he's the best option in my opinion. And experienced and proven Dupree could be also a good choice, or the aggressive Config. As a last resort, there's Altax, who captains Astralis' youth team and generally plays decently. However, for a top tier team he might still be too inexperienced. From what we see in all scenarios except Glaive, roles would need a massive shift. According to rumors, Shush will be the new IGL, and that was also confirmed by Hirumi. He'll be assisted by Stavn, who is likely taking the OP role. This means other players will have to adapt and potentially reconstruct the team dynamics. It's unclear what Heroic will opt for and how they will handle this significant change. I have a feeling that without Kadian they'll quickly drop out of the HLTV top 10, or maybe not, perhaps they'll bring in Dupree and clinch the major in CS2 finally. We'll see. Friends, what do you think? Who should Heroic sign? Let us know in the comments below. Aside from reshuffles, we have even more significant news, the transition to CS2. As you know, last Sunday marked the last official match in CSGO, and now the entire pro scene finally moves to the new shooter. And Team Spirit has already secured the first 13-0 win in CS2's history against Movistar Riders. Right now, various Tier 2 tournaments are in full swing, but everyone is eagerly waiting for IEM Sydney. It will be the first major tournament played on CS2, starting on October 16th, which is less than a week away. So, is the new game ready for the competitions? Pro players have the best insights. For instance, here's what Simple has to say. New PC, same good PC as Robs has, crushing 3 times per 3 rounds in a new CES game. What to do? PC reboot automatically twice in a row, lol. I can clearly tell that if you want to become a CS2 pro, you still have 3 months. Don't play this shit game right now, wait for updates. Perfecto tweets that CS2 is a trash game. Meanwhile, m0NESY has come to terms with the fact that he won't be a sniper in the new game, switching to the AK-47 instead.
Ладно. Будем покупать калаш. О, боже мой. Я буду покупать калаш, даже не париться. Тавик здесь просто пиздец.
Actually, m0NESY, being the community's main bug finder, discovers them almost every second. Sometimes he can't plant the bomb, sometimes he uses forbidden boosts, so Buggacy is just doing his thing.
Чего, блять?
Or, for example, here's how you can even plant the bomb in the most illogical spot.
Что?
Yes, the developers release updates every day fixing some things and breaking others, but it's still increasingly hard to believe that they'll truly be ready by October 16th. ESL realizes this too, and they had to release a full guide on what's forbidden to do in tournaments. Various boosts that Valve hasn't fixed yet, overpowered boosts for example, and beans and aliases that give you an advantage. For example, right now, players have found several workarounds to make in-game movements more responsive. There are even console commands that revert to the CSGO spray pattern, or make it more manageable, etc. Essentially, the community is patching up the game themselves, and right now it's unclear what can get you banned and what's essentially allowed. Will Valve address these issues, or will players just end up creating the game they want? I watched a couple of Tier 2 tournaments and it was a total mess. The HUD is buggy, commentators can't figure things out, and the observers keep getting disconnected. This game is still very much in its raw state, and I feel that the first Tier 1 tournament will bring many unconventional scenarios and potential controversies. Monisi summed it up saying, "I really like the graphics, gunshot sounds, and the cards you get for kills. Visually the game looks good when they add something new, it's very appealing. I don't like that the game is too raw, I don't think it's even 80% ready for competitions, but I like the game. Many say that CS2 is unplayable, but I don't feel that way. You can play it, it just needs some time to be fixed. I don't like the walking sounds, for example, it's unclear who's walking and where it's coming from. The radar, the HP and the armor interface also seem haphazardly made. Sometimes it's unclear whether you're in the red or if you have a bomb, even if it's in your hands, but visually I really like it." Basically, he said it all, there's a lot to like, but it's even more to be fixed. The problem is that Monisi hasn't played a single official match yet. However, Wonderful did and concluded, "After the first official match, I can say that this game is crap." Well, as they say, you better not feed the haters. Shroud believes that CS2 will completely kill the entire franchise. Here's what he said on his stream. "The game is dying, CS2 will stop here. I believe that. I think Counter-Strike has met its end with the release of CS2. The next problem is cheaters. Personally, I've only met them a couple of times, but then again, what are they doing at my 2k points? However, the pro players are already fed up with it. Robs, for example, encounters cheaters in almost every other match, and his entire stream revolves around not enjoying the game but arguing with his teammates about whether they're up against a cheater or not. Quote, "Cheating is a big problem in Premier games currently. I would be so down for an invasive AC for any kind of ranked matches. Volvo, please, I can give you my car, my house, access to my bank details, please just do it." But that's only half the problem. What's happening with hitboxes is a complete mess. I think everyone's heard about this issue where during movement and in various situations the hitboxes don't match the player model, and it could reach absurd levels.
Ну-ка, ну-ка, только не свичай, подожди, чтобы я не убил.
Давай.
Пиздец, я не буду в это
А,
играть.
в голову стреляешь?
Да, в голову я зажал просто в себя, прикинь.
Нормально.
People can't kill a player who is sitting, and the same issue explains why you get killed behind walls. Your hitbox simply lags behind, that's why you sometimes land unreal headshots. Because of this, the shooting in CS2 feels entirely different. You either miss shots that you would typically hit in CSGO, or conversely, you hit shots that you theoretically shouldn't. The whole internet was abuzz about this for several days in a row. People were shocked at how bad things were. Surely Valve fixed this, so now hitboxes match the models, but this led to a new problem.
不起了，不起了，退了，退了，有钱，哇，全退，我操，退了，
Alright, as we can see, the game is so unpolished that it's too early to release it into the pro scene, but we have no choice. I feel the next few months will not be about who plays or trains better, but rather who adapts faster to the game's bugs. This is paradise for Bogacy. Friends, what do you think? Will Valve be able to refine the game before the first huge tournament? Or will we only see a proper CS closer to the major? Share your thoughts about CS2 in the comments and your experience under what you've seen. I'd love to read all of it. Now, let's briefly discuss the results of the last CSGO tournament, Blast Showdown. Last time we left off with G2 versus Cloud9. Cloud9 managed to secure a confident victory in that matchup and were set to face BIG in the finals for that one precious slot. Initially on their pick, Ancient, BIG felt great. They won both pistol rounds, force rounds and the first gun rounds, so there was a moment when Cloud9 had to come back from 8-11. But remember, Cloud9 switched roles and their offense started looking much better.
So, Electronic must deliver with the distraction set up by Perfecto. Electronic doing damage even through the side of the wood, but he's starting to run out of ammo, has to go for a reload. Now there's a chance, switches to the Tech 9, and that is a beastly round from Electronic right at the end.
Moreover, with Electronic stepping down from the IGL role, he flourished in his old role, finding entry kills in every round, and Exile won all his duels. The duo was something BIG couldn't handle, so Cloud9's offense decimated BIG's defense. Turns out Hobbit's a genius. He took the IGL role and unleashed his two beasts, and they left nothing but scorched earth in their wake against BIG's defense. Currently, the new Cloud9 formation is working wonders. Then goes Anubis, Cloud9's pick. Against G2, their defense was a bit shaky, but then they showcased a textbook offense. The situation here wasn't much different. BIG brilliantly dismantled Cloud9's defense, consistently took middle control, and the defenders had to constantly shift to prevent a split onto a side. And a significant problem for Cloud9 was that when they transitioned to the T side, they again lost the pistol round and the early half start, allowing BIG to string 5 rounds together. Frankly, it seemed like we're going to have a third map. But that was until 12-8, when the offense had to make a half echo round. Habet called a B rush, and at that very moment, Tapson called a B rush. It was like the worst timing for the Germans. BIG just walked into Cloud9's farm guns and Tech 9s. So it was basically a gift from the Germans, a guide on how to lose a round at 40 seconds. That one wrong decision cost BIG the whole map. Cloud9 stabilized their economy, secured the first rounds as Ts and started their momentum. Their T side decimated the mid defenders. They did this a couple of times and then the Germans ran out of money. Turns out Cloud9 once again pulled off a brilliant offense. They took 8 rounds in a row and calmly finished the opponent 2-0.
Setup, and that smoke is going to make things a lot more difficult. Axel goes out. Oh, he does it again. Axel closes, and Cloud9 are heading to Copenhagen. They booked their tickets for the Blast Premier Fall Finals. And this is a result many...
Congratulations to them for making it to the finals after a long journey between G2 and BIG. So far, Habit's been looking great as IGL, Electronic seems to be reclaiming his top form, and Exile is an absolute beast, almost always sitting atop the tab and making a massive impact. By the way, in the American region, Complexity came out on top. They made a crazy comeback against Furia and destroyed Liquid in the finals. Poor Yekinder had his worst game on the Tier 1 scene. He tried to find an entry 10 times and died 10 times. In conclusion, Cloud9 and Complexity advanced to the Blast Finals. And we're looking forward to IM Sydney, the transition to CS2, and saying the last goodbyes to CSGO for good. It was the last official final in our beloved, albeit old game. Thanks for everything. Friends, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. I'm not saying goodbye for a long time. See you soon.